During my time as the president of INTOSAI and the chairman of the board, I have been the strong supporter of the INTOSAI as a program and as an instrument for reasons that take INTOSAI into a better position in terms of its credibility, as well as a better position in terms of it being serious on issues of leading by example and being a model institution. This, to a large extent, means that as INTOSAI, we have had to demonstrate that we're serious about issues of integrity. We're serious about the issues that show that we truly are prepared to lead by example. And we also want to take this to a point where we can share our knowledge, we can share our experiences, we can assist one another as the supreme audit institutions on all those issues that promote matters of good governance and matters of integrity. And it's for this reason that in honoring the effort that was put by the Netherlands Audit Office or Supreme Audit Institution, we owe it to them to truly transmit the works of INTOSAI, the values of INTOSAI, as well as the principles of INTOSAI to as many Supreme Audit institutions as we possibly can. I know that the last few years have just been the beginning of piloting how INTOSAI could be institutionalized within INTOSAI. And now that we have gone through some training programs, we should be firmly positioned to take INTOSAI to greater heights by now rolling it out through the agents that have been through the training and making it one of the symbolic and exemplary projects that could take the world to a better position from a standpoint of integrity, from a standpoint of ethics, and from a standpoint of risks that are associated with the deviation from principles of good governance. So those are some of the issues that have made it possible for me as the president of INTOSAI to willingly and with ease to support the program of INTOSAI, because it is so compelling, it is so important, it is so well designed and well structured. All we need to do is to find the time to roll it out so that as the SAI community we can truly lead by example and be the model institution we purport and we aspire to be. This argument therefore takes us to the next question of why is therefore INTOSAI important for us within the INTOSAI community. It is important in this respect to note that INTOSAI is meant to bring a greater degree of liberalization, as well as a greater degree of simplifying the principles of integrity and the principles of ethics. And it's for this reason that we need to bring about a lot of comfort in the way in which we deal with the issues of integrity and ethics and honesty within our institutions. For that reason, we need to bring about a lot of destigmatization. We need to destigmatize the issues of integrity so that we feel comfortable to speak about integrity. We need to feel comfortable to speak about the issues of risk to integrity and ethics within our organization. And it's for this reason that this instrument of INTOSAI is so vitally important to be rolled out by form of training, rolled out by form of workshops, rolled out by form of any kind of support that we could think of to make us as Supreme Audit institutions, with our staff, with our leadership, to feel comfortable without any stigmas attached to it, to talk about those issues of integrity and ethics and honesty. And it's for that reason that I also support the rollout and training, as well as any form of support that will make this to become part of the culture that is institutionalized within our Supreme Audit institutions. So what therefore can we learn from the programs and the learnings and teachings that we get from INTOSAI? To a large extent, this is more about our willingness and our ability to do things proactively, so that we don't wait for an incident to build up to a moment of disaster before we make interventions. This is about being proactive in dealing with those matters and those risks that we need to be aware of, so that as and when the risks become intolerable, we're able to make the interventions that will contain those risks to integrity, those risks to corruption, and the risks associated with ethics, to a level that we are comfortable, that we can live within the norms of tolerance. So for us, it's more about taking that proactive stance to manage our risks within a level that we can be sure are tolerable, and also be comfortable to make everyone within our institutions, at senior level, at management level, at leadership level, at staff level, to be part and parcel of making their business to manage the risks to integrity. And this becomes the norm, this becomes institutionalized, this becomes one of the cultures that we are comfortable to live with in our institutions within the SAI community. Having had an opportunity as Supreme Audit institutions to experiment and grow from the use of this instrument of INTOSAI, we do have greater opportunities to share it not only amongst ourselves as Supreme Audit institutions, but we have opportunities to share these principles with the broader society, with broader government institutions. And it's in this instance that in South Africa, for instance, there has been a lot of discussions about the principles of INTOSAI, the presence of INTOSAI as an instrument that government institutions could benefit from. For instance, when we have opportunities to speak in conferences, in platforms, this is one of the subjects that we put quite prominently in our submission to government colleagues to consider as a way of managing their own risks as well. And it's been amazing the extent to which there's been a greater degree of interest and appreciation to want to consider an instrument of this nature. And it's for this reason our office in the SAI of South Africa is gearing itself to therefore not only share the benefits of INTOSAI, the principles of INTOSAI within our own institution, but also to extend these principles with the local government community. Parliamentarians have taken a great degree of interest in a tool of this nature in managing their own risks associated with matters of integrity and ethics. And many other government institutions and structures are beginning to warm up to the importance of a tool of this nature. I know that we're not as necessarily ready and prepared to extend our wings beyond ourselves, but the fact that there is an interest to consider a tool of this nature, it's giving us an opportunity that this is a future important instrument to deal with the global risks, the global realities out there, that fraud, corruption, and integrity is something that needs to be managed proactively, and that also is something that can be managed in a positive manner. And these are some of the testimonies that I can also make reference to that makes this instrument to have a much more greater reach than we could imagine. And therefore, if every other SAI could consider extending this to just beyond our supreme audit institutions, but to government institutions, it can create a better world out there on issues of integrity. I am aware that there are SAIs that may have started on this path, but many of us have not as yet started, but that is an opportunity for us to look into this instrument from that perspective, from a futuristic point of view.